Warning, incoming game over. Warning, incoming game over.
Ho! Till the end of the road, no one can let go of the regular season. It's game 82, which has ended. Welcome back to Game Over Edmonton. It's your boy, Avry Lewis-McDougall here, as we wrap things up on the regular season for the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton takes the season finale 3-0 over the San Jose Sharks down in the Shark Tank, a game that saw Ty Emberson, Max Jones, and Corey Perry score for the Oilers. And now, y'all, playoff time. It'll be upon us soon. It will be upon us shortly. You love it. I love it. The NHL postseason, Edmonton, LA, that series gets going again. And oh man, you know what? It's not surprising with this format. We know how it goes. Edmonton, LA, round one. It felt like it was always going to happen. It felt like we were always going to get that some way, somehow. These two teams are just meant to meet up with each other. They're soulmates in the 2020s, in which they're going to find a way to tangle one more time. And before we dive any deeper, though, we do got to give a shout out to our friends at Hyperdrive Hockey, y'all. It is so important to let you know what's happening with them. So, shift into Hyperdrive and get ready to have some fun with your news source for all the biggest stories in hockey, bringing a unique broadcasting and commentary with a Quebecois flavor. Hyperdrive Hockey combines top-tier analysis, big stories, pop culture, and a fun atmosphere that'll drive debate, make you think, and more. Join Max Kevin Larme every Monday and Thursday for your fill of the hockey world. Make sure to watch on YouTube on the Game Over Network channel, or subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or Amazon. So make sure that's right, you head to the Game Over Network for so much more. Head there. That's where you should go. So, anyways, Edmonton takes it 3-0 in a game in which really, a lot's already been sorted out. We know Edmonton's going into round one against LA as the number 3 team in the Pacific Division, starting this postseason against LA. In LA, not much really changes there. This was really only a game to see if Connor McDavid could get to the 100-point mark. And he did, once again, for the 8th time in his career. Connor McDavid is a 100-point man. He's hit 100 points, which is wild, more than some franchises have done. He has hit the 100-point barrier more times than any Minnesota-based NHL franchise. He has hit the 100-point mark more than any Toronto. He's the mark more than the Maple Leafs as a franchise. Let that sink in. Connor McDavid has hit the 100-point barrier by himself. All by himself. More than the Maple Leafs, a team that has been around since before I was even a thought. Wild. And also, too, he's not even 30. Getting an assist on Ty Emberson's second goal of the season. Emberson's, both his goals from against his old team in the San Jose Sharks. And Emberson now, he's cooking now. He's got points in 3 of his past 4 games. Ty Emberson is starting to find his stride once again, something that we saw earlier this year. The first 35 games, Ty Emberson looked good. He looked real good on the back end, playing with Brett Kulak. Had a bit of a dip in his game, but if Emberson can recover fully what his game was in that first quarter of the season, going into the postseason against the LA Kings on a back end that has been banged up. Because already we know that going into the postseason, there'll be no Matisse Ekholm. He's out for the entire first round. So guys like Kulak, Emerson, guys like Darnell Nurse, Evan Bouchard, that load is going to be on them even more. So if Todd Emerson can be one of those guys who can step up even more to support the team on the blue line, that would be a great look. I mean, heck, this game tonight, Edmonton played with only 5 guys on defense. That's tough. That is tough no matter what game of the year it is. No matter what game. It could be game 30, game 1, game 82, a playoff game. Going in that short-handed on the back end is going to be hard for any team, be it an Edmonton, be it a Tampa Bay, be it a Mini, whoever. That's going to be a challenge. That's not going to be easy. No, but they find a way to do it, and they get a W. And of course, once again, hey, if you're tapped in the Game Over, please send your questions, your comments, your complaints to Andrew Berkshire only in the Game Over chat room, and we'll get to as many as we can. I saw we got some questions and comments on Twitter, and I posed a question as well on Blue Sky. So if you're on Twitter or Blue Sky, please, I'll get to them. And again, we'll be here. We will be here during the postseason. We'll let you all know shortly who our hosts will be during the playoffs. So going to the postseason, now that we know who is all going to be in the dance this April, this May, we're going to have Game Over shows for Game Over Edmonton, Game Over Winnipeg, Game Over Toronto, Game Over Montreal, and Game Over Ottawa. And with that being said, now that we have the Battle of Ontario ready to go for the first time since 2003, 2004, every game of, oh boy, think about that, y'all. You're getting a lot of Game Over crossover since you're getting Ottawa and Toronto. Oh, that's going to be fun. That is going to be a fun series. Now, will I drop who wins that in here right now? No. You gotta wait. You gotta wait for that prediction. But either way, that's going to be really fun to see and check out. And again, of course, Game Over Edmonton will be fired up here to bring you plenty of shows against the LA Kings. And if you know the history of Game Over and LA fans have had quite the history back in the old days in Game Over 1.0. The LA King fans were hot and ready for the comment section. The LA King fans found the comment section and they were fired up. Oh, baby, were they ready for the comment section over the past couple of years. But you know what? That engagement, it's fun. It's great. But getting back to the game here, though, I was mentioning other points. Ty Emerson heating up, got his second goal of the season. And then Edmonton, you got a contribution from Max Jones. Who? Max Jones. Who? Max Jones. Max Jones with his first goal in an Oiler uniform, getting a play where he finished off a passing sequence from Ty Emerson. Finished off a play where Emerson was behind the net. Jones got his stick on the puck. And you know what's funny is that the Max Jones goal, great to see Max Jones going to the net, but that goal might have been meant for Quinn Hudson. That might have been Quinn Hudson's goal. 2 sticks went for the puck there, and Max Jones kind of boxed out his own teammate for that goal to extend Edmonton's lead to 2-0. That was funny. I thought that was very funny. So, Max Jones, you know what? He's probably going to play in the postseason. You need guys like that to step up, and rightfully so. People have been hard on Max Jones outside of his first game in the league. Sorry, first game in the Oilers jersey. People wanted to see a little bit more productivity, a little bit more physicality from him since he's playing that tough, hard role on the bottom six. And good for Jones to step up tonight, get himself a goal, and show that, hey, he can be useful on that bottom six. He's going to have to do some more of that come a series against the LA Kings because, yeah, it's looking like with the way the forwards are shaking up, he might be checking in, but we got to see how that's going to go. But in the meantime, we got to get to another ad. So, with that being said, oh, excuse me, Patreon time. Let's talk to our boys at Patreon. So, are you looking for ways to help an upstart media company employing over 30 young journalists and analysts across Canada? Well, if you got a few spare bucks kicking around, you can head to our Patreon page at patreon.com/the Game Over Network. There, you'll find multiple tiers featuring different rewards and goodies for helping us grow. There's extra access, looks behind the scenes, Discord benefits, merchandise discounts, and opportunities to give us feedback. And you can join us for special shows live where you can interact with our hosts as we launch more ways to improve your experience. So, but you know what? Hey, sometimes you can't spare a few dollars. You know what? It is what it is. Don't worry. We got a free tier for you to tap into. But hey, if you really want to help us out, make sure to click like and subscribe on YouTube, rate us 5 stars on your favorite podcast app, and share our work on social media. So that is patreon.com/the Game Over Network for some tantalizing goodies. And speaking of Game Over, I see we got Kay in the chat here, Kay from Montreal. They had a big show. Kay and Andrew were hosting Game Over Montreal tonight. So their show, Game Over Montreal, Kay and Andrew had a great show tonight on the Montreal side of things. They had a ton of viewers tapping in for the Montreal show. Game Over Montreal, y'all kill it. Y'all do a really good job. Take a bow, and I'm happy that the Montreal folks are going to get some playoff games come this spring. I'm happy. Montreal fans and their media and Ottawa fans and their media, they deserve again to cover some playoff games, so I'm happy for them. Especially Ottawa. And, Steve Staios. Good job, Steve Staios, man. As we were in the second period. Good job for Steve Staios. He deserves all the praise. He deserves the justice for what he's done to help build up that Senators franchise. That young core is going to be fun. But back to our game here in the second period. Of course, we're going to wait and see if there's going to be any post-game audio to play for the people, them. I know you want to hear content from Coach and everybody else. And this game was iced by a Corey Perry, third period goal, empty netter. Corey Perry, 39 years old, having a 19-goal season. And he was a guy where there was a question marks after the cup run. Should Corey Perry be resigned? Should he have another year in Edmonton? And I'll give him credit. He's had a solid year offensively. He stepped up when called upon in the top 6. He's been physical. He's scored. He's been reliable on those fronts as a player. So I'll give him credit. It's been a good second year for him in Edmonton as someone who has been needed when it comes to the production. And we'll see again what happens if Corey Perry can still be effective come this season for the Oilers. We'll definitely see a content here. I think, 1 second. I think my camera froze for 1 second briefly. Yikes. Nope, but we're good now. But we are good. And also, Stuart Skinner with his 7th career shutout. He loves getting shutouts in San Jose. For whatever reason, shutting out the Sharks in San Jose, it's good for his game. It's good for him. Winning in San Jose, I don't know what it is about Stu in San Jose, but he goes and has great games quite a bit. So, good for Stuart Skinner getting his 7th career shutout tonight. Good stuff for him. So, we got some content here. We got Ty Emerson and Stuart Skinner. So let's jump into those pressers right now. Or maybe we'll save one for the third period, but we'll try and see who else jumps in for post-game content. But right now we got Emerson coming up.
Ty, can you just maybe Talk about your guys' overall team game right now, especially with Stuart Skinner coming back. In 2 starts, he's only seen 36 shots against. Maybe talk about how you guys are rounding into form.
Yeah, obviously Stu's been really good for us the last couple games that he's played, but I think it's just finding our momentum going into the most important time of the year, of just making sure that we're above pucks, we're not turning it over, and we're getting pucks in deep and just making sure that we don't give them anything easy.
Also, on a personal note, how nice was it just scoring this building?
Feels good. I was going to say, a couple of my NHL goals have been in this building, so it's always nice to score against the old team.
Yeah, the 4 points in 4 games against your former club. What is it about the Sharks that kind of seemingly brings out the best at times?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a little bit of a prove it of something with getting traded of this and that, but I think it's just been good. Sometimes the pucks go in for you.
How do you kind of describe the last, I don't know, maybe month plus with this group and all the adversity and all the injuries you guys have had to face, and now finally feeling good about your game and having some healthy bodies back?
I think it's been good. Like you said, there's been a lot of injuries, a lot of rotating doors of guys coming in, guys coming out, guys playing shorthanded, guys playing a little bit hurt, but I think it's been good. Of everyone has stepped up, of some guys play different roles in different situations, and I think it's been really good. As you can see, we've kind of found our game going into playoffs here.
I mean, that's a couple of ends of the spectrum, almost all in the last couple of months. How about the maturity of this group in that dressing room? Of course, the oldest team in the NHL when it comes to average age. Is that kind of allowing you guys to kind of keep it more dialed in and not getting too swayed away from your guys' game?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you look at the leadership on our team, and even when some of the leaders go down, of Leo, Davo, Eki, Doc, like all those guys, then the next lineup is Corey Perry. Not a bad leader. You got Rico. You got all those guys who step up when it needs to be done, and everyone's saying the right things in there. So I think it's never swayed in there for us.
How would you describe this first full season with the Oilers for yourself?
I think it's been good. I think there was obviously up and down for me, but I think I'm proving myself and trying to play as hard as I can for you guys.
Ty, what are you looking forward to most about the Stanley Cup playoffs?
I mean, I've dreamt of it as a kid. You grow up watching those games every spring, so I think it's going to be exciting just to be a part of it.
How does a game like this, where you dominated pretty much everything, how much does this help your confidence going into the playoffs?
I think it helps a lot. Obviously, there were some things that we were looking to work on, of just making sure that we, with our mentality going into tonight, it wasn't the last game of the season type energy. It was the first game of the playoffs type energy. I think we proved that.
All right, there's Ty Emerson. And actually, yeah, we'll jump into Stuart Skinner right now.
Stu, in the 2 starts that you were back between the pipes, you only saw 36 total shots against. Of course, tonight resulting in a shutout. But what can you say about the team defensive play in front of you, especially in the last 2 games?
Yeah, I mean it's impressive not giving up too many shots against. Yeah, I mean, it kind of says that we're keeping them on the outside for a majority of it. I think at the same time it's block shots. So just guys, getting in the lane, doing everything they can to make sure they don't have a chance to get a goal. So really important, especially coming down the stretch here. So yeah, I'm really happy. I mean, when you get a shutout, you have a lot to give to your teammates for that.
Yeah, what did tonight's start, along with the start you had in Winnipeg, what did that kind of do for you mentally and physically gearing up for the playoffs?
Yeah, I think it gave me a little bit of a reset. I think it gives you obviously a little bit of confidence going into the first round. But again, the last 2 games for me was kind of, shaking off the rust a bit. I think tonight I didn't really feel too much rust, to be honest, so I felt pretty good. So yeah, I'm just going to continue on moving forward, keep on growing, trying to get better, and try to get my game as dialed in as I can, especially where we want to go.
And what can you say about everybody in that dressing room that was able to step up, and with the absences that you guys had to a lot of key players?
Yeah.
What does that say about the group in that dressing room?
It's impressive. Shows a lot of resiliency, a lot of maturity as well. When these things typically happen, you need guys to step up. Really gives guys opportunity to do that, and I think with our group, that's what we've been doing. We've been stepping up. Some guys have been getting more minutes, more of a bigger role, and they've been doing a fantastic job. So I can't say. What else is there to say about my team? They're fantastic.
How about Connor McDavid getting to 100 points for the 5th straight year and 8th time? Only 4 players have done that.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, he's the best player in the world for a reason, right? But yeah, being able to get 100 again, it's just milestone after milestone for that guy. He's obviously a legend, and I mean a great leader. So what else is there to say? He's 97, captain, best player in the world.
And how about potentially the second best player in the world. Of course, he didn't play today, but we saw the cake.
Yeah.
Heading into the
That's a huge cake. There's no chance he's putting that down, huh?
Your teammates will
Maybe.
have to help him out, though.
Yeah, but we got a lot of pretzels to eat, too, though. A lot of German pretzels. We'll see how that goes.
How about Leon getting the rocket? And, I mean, you probably see his shot more than any other goaltender in practice all year.
For sure, yeah. Cal has a tough time stopping Leo's shot. I typically don't. We got a pretty good battle. No, he's incredible. He's got an absolute bomb. I'm not too sure how he shoots it that hard. To be honest, just the way that he gets it off so quickly too. It almost looks like he barely shoots, and it just pops off so quick. So very impressive. Not only that, but he's obviously got one of the highest IQs in the game, in my opinion. So again, incredible player. We're very fortunate to have him on our team.
So what does that do for your pride to get a shutout last game of the season? And what does it do for your mentality to go to the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, you stay with the same mentality as tonight going into the first round. You don't want to try too much when you go into a playoff game. But again, it's going to be a lot of energy, a lot of work going into it. So, I think for me, just building off of this, I thought I played well. Shook a little bit more rust off and ready to go for the first round here.
All right, so that's Oilers goaltender Stuart Skinner, and you can see that's a very loose, very jovial hockey team right now going to the postseason with the win. And yes, as mentioned in that clip from Tony Brar talking to Stu Skinner, Leon Draisaitl wins the Rocker Richard trophy this year. And you know what? Leon, if he played all 82 games, probably hit 60. I think that's the pace he was on. Probably get 65 goals. Doesn't get that, but you know what? Hey, to Leon, he doesn't really care about that. It's about winning a Stanley Cup. So Draisaitl wins the Rocker Richard, 52 goals to go along with 54 points for 106, 54 helpers, for 106 points. You're talking about Connor having a fifth straight year of 100 points. Leon Draisaitl has had a four years in a row of 100 straight points. 110, 128, 106, 106. I've said it before. Connor and Leon could retire today and walk into the Hall of Fame, no questions asked. Who would question Draisaitl and McDavid's pedigree if they went to the Hall of Fame? Today, who would question it? Who would question it? Not me. Not me. Not me at all. Oh man, no, the chat's bumping right now. We got some content. We got some people here in the chat on Twitter. I like that. Y'all are up. Y'all are up and ready to get into it on a Wednesday night. On an 8:30 Mountain Time start. People are active. People are talking. I love seeing that. I love it. And, we talk about Connor McDavid. But one thing I did find, we'll get into a few more points here on the Oilers game tonight. In a game like this, where you saw Ty Emerson talk about Edmonton dominating, it was a great game in which Edmonton did clean a lot of things up. When it comes to time on ice, now, here's the one thing I wouldn't have done. If I was Chris Knobloch, the minute Connor McDavid gets his 100 points, Connor, great showing, ice up, get to the bench. You're not getting many more shifts after that. Connor McDavid, in game 82, played quite a bit. I would not have done that. I wouldn't have. I plain and simple don't have Connor McDavid playing a bunch of minutes in game 82. I wouldn't. That's a common sentiment. There are way more important games coming up in a couple of days to have Connor McDavid playing that much in game 82. Let's look at the box score here for a second, because the time on ice for Connor McDavid against the Sharks. Connor McDavid tonight played 1731. 1731 in game 82. I know he had a point. I know he likes to play. But in game 82, no way do I have Connor McDavid playing that much in a game in which so much has already been determined. So much has already been settled. I'm sorry, Connor. That's a game in which I know I'm not a coach, I'm not a head coach, I don't work in the NHL front office, but that game, Connor, you're not playing more than 10 minutes. I'm sorry. You're not playing more than 10, 12. And I know he loves the game. I know he likes it, but 17 minutes in a meaningless game? Brother, no. Nah, sir. No. Oh, my goodness. But what are you going to do? End of the day, he got out of it healthy, got a point. There you go. Anyways, you know what we should all do now? If you like Game Over, if you're enjoying the show, you want some more, right? Well, make sure after this show, or even during this show, hit the like button on this video, click subscribe on our channel, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when we go live next. And if you're tapping into our podcast, please give us a 5-star rating, or if you want, even give us a positive review. And that's what we're all at Game Over, not just Edmonton, all 7 of our shows. And hey, if you really enjoy us, make sure you follow us on social media platforms, your favorites. You can follow us on the Game Over Network on Blue Sky, at the GameOverNetwork.com on TikTok and Twitter at Game Over NHL, and on Instagram, Threads, and LinkedIn at Game Over Network. And you can follow me, your boy Avry Lewis-McDougall, on Twitter at Avry, at AVRY, and on Instagram at Avry Sports. And you can find us all at the GameOverNetwork.com. You can sign up for our upcoming newsletter. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. There are a period of times we start to wind things down on Game 82. And man, it's been fun. I gotta say, it has been fun to come back with Game Over Edmonton and Game Over in general after we didn't know fully what the show was going to look like at the end or during. We didn't know what the future held midway through last year. So the fact that we've come back now independently and brought Game Over to all of y'all with shows across all the NHL cities in Canada, and to get through a full regular season as an independent show, and the fact that y'all have still been tapping in with us, it means a lot. It truly does. It truly does. So let's head to Chris Knobloch now. Chris Knobloch at the podium or at the scrum room.
Chris, can you maybe describe what you guys were able to accomplish with tonight's victory?
I don't know if we accomplished much. It's nice to finish the season off with a victory. It was nice seeing Connor get his 100th point. Skinner getting a shutout. After his time off, he's come back with 2 games, 2 very solid performances. And, it's been nice. Corey got 1 more goal to hit that 20 mark, almost. He didn't want to leave that puck off his stick his last shift. But no, it just feels good to finish out the regular season with a win. And obviously we know that the challenge is going to be a difficult one heading into the next round.
What's the feeling around the defensive game right now, especially in Skinner's last 2 starts, 36 combined shots against in Winnipeg and here tonight? What can you maybe say about your guys' defensive game heading into the game?
Yeah, well, tonight I didn't like our puck movement and passing. That execution, which we ended up spending a lot more time in the defensive zone, especially in the first 10 minutes. We're under siege there. And spending a lot of time in the defensive zone, giving up a lot of chances. Stu was very solid. But overall, I thought we defended really well. We had good sticks, broke up a lot of plays, but, the breakouts, the puck play, that stuff could have been a lot cleaner. But certainly we'll have to get a lot sharper going forward.
What now is kind of the plan over the next few days? You still await a start time or a date to start? What do you want to see? What do you have to see, I guess, other than maybe some more health and trying to get some of those players that were out of the lineup back in?
We definitely would like better health.
Just check to make sure. I don't think the screen went to our Knobloch, actually. Oh, that's my bad. Sorry, gang. Sorry about that. Here we go. We'll keep going with Chris.
Then we look like we are getting close to that, and the majority of the guys are going to be ready for game one. And then, well, tomorrow we'll be staying here. We're not sure about our playoff start time, so we'll be staying here, having some practices around San Jose, and then heading over to LA later in the week.
Are we getting used to Connor McDavid's greatness on a day-by-day basis? I mean, every time we talk to you about a certain stat, he's amongst 4 or 5 players in NHL history to reach that mark. It's unbelievable what he's able to do every night. Are we getting used to his greatness?
I don't think so. I don't think you can ever get used to that. No matter how long he's been doing it, and the plays tonight he made, and surprisingly that he only had 1 point. As many plays that he was making, and the amount of time he had the puck on his stick. But remarkable for anyone to accomplish what he's accomplished. But obviously, there's a very gifted and driven player in there.
So I don't want to divulge into your personnel, but the possibility of Vander coming back, how important would that be?
That'd be huge. He obviously played majority of last year, missed some games at the end of the season just because the injury was just too much for him to continue playing. But now, with him being so close to being healthy and almost 100%, to have him in our lineup would be huge, not only as a physical presence, being able to play that game because that is so important during playoffs, but also scoring goals. And that is something he's done throughout his career, and even more throughout the playoffs, and especially his time in Edmonton. So we hope that he's healthy and ready to go, and he's very close. But when he is ready, be a great addition for our team.
All right, and there is head coach Chris Knobloch after the Oilers win. And now this is the thing where you look into game one, also too, it makes sense that the Oilers are going to stay in California since they're going to be playing in LA, stay in San Jose, stay around the area, get some more skates in, get things sorted out. It makes sense than coming back to Edmonton. But now the question is, you got guys like Trent Frederick, Evander Kane, came back to the lineup. Where do they go in your top 6 or in your top 9 or wherever? Because here's the thing with Evander Kane. Evander Kane to me is going to have to start off in the 4th line minutes. You're not going to put him immediately in your top 6 and bump out guys like Jeff Skinner or whoever else in that wing. He needs to get up to speed when it comes to playing meaningful minutes. I mean, yes, game speed has to happen, but he can't jump right into the top 6, I don't think. I don't think he's ready for that just quite yet. It'll ramp up eventually, but I think right now, Evander Kane and Trent Frederick as well too. These guys are going to be playing lower roles when the series begins, whenever they can jump in, be it in a game 1, a game 2, or a game 3. I don't see either guy going in and saying, yep, they're top 6 guys immediately. I mean, I think Frederick would have been if he didn't get hurt again against the Kings, which did suck. He played 1 game, and he's back on the injury reserve again. But at least it sounds like Trent Frederick will play again this postseason, so that is a good sign. So we'll definitely see about that. We'll keep an eye on that and where they slot in. With that being said, as we wrap things up, I know what you want to do. You want to get yourself some Game Over merchandise. No matter what game of the year it is, it's good to tap in and get Game Over merchandise. No matter if it's game 1, game 10, game 82, game 43, it's good for any time of the year. What better way to support something that you love than by repping it on yourself? Game Over's apparel line has dropped with 3 unique designs, all. Whether you want to feel the nostalgic pull of our retro scare design, want to make a statement with our established design, want to wear your love for goalies proudly with our live and die by the goalie design, or if you just need another coffee and a toque to get you through the winter, we got you covered. Designed by Brady Chalice from Game Over Winnipeg. Use the QR code on stream now and take a look through our apparel store and help us rebuild local sports media in Canada while repping your community. Yes. All right. Let's do it. Game over. Let's get over to overtime, y'all. Your questions, your comments. Let's start off with some on Twitter. Okay, I can find them here in a second. This is riveting stuff. Riveting stuff for the people, them. All right, game over. Here we go. Comments. Okay. How happy are you for me and the Habs? I'm happy for you, K. I'm happy for you, K, because you get to host Game Over and talk about playoff hockey in Montreal. That's going to be fun for you, Andrew, Mark. That's going to be great to see the Game Over Montreal crew doing post-game stuff. But imagine, K, picture this. Cup final, Edmonton, Montreal. Do you come out to Alberta, K? Make it happen. Make it happen from our friend at Game Over, K _ IMW. Austin Hockey, another host of Game Over. My host on Game Over Edmonton, my colleague here at Edmonton, Austin Hockey, A Hockey 1993. Austin asked me, reflecting on the entire season, I would say right now, after 82 games, I could say it is a little bit of a combination of both, because I think this team wanted to, you wanted to win the division, or you wanted to finish in second place. You didn't want to go into the postseason as the number 3 team in the Pacific Division. You don't want to be going into LA as a team not having home ice advantage. At the same time, though, you're a team that hit 100 points once again. You got production from guys like Jeff Skinner and Corey Perry. McDavid played well again. Draisaitl stepped up once again. So there are good things, there are bad things, but yes, it's definitely a combination. It's not a clear-cut failure or a clear-cut success. Again, ultimate success, winning a cup come June. But yeah, there are good and bad things to take from this season, but it wasn't a total failure or a total success in my way. It definitely is a mix of both. And a question from Nick at 2003. Nico, is Ty Emerson goated? You know what? Maybe. If he keeps that play up in the postseason, he will definitely be goated. I'm a fan of Ty's play. I wrote about him for the Hockey News. I'm a fan of what Ty can do. So if Ty, his hot streak stays hot against the Kings, build him a statue outside Rogers Place. Make it happen. Make that happen. And then we got some comments here in our YouTube channel, SGA Sport Talk channel. So I love the content. Thank you. Top 5 takeaways from the 3-0 win over San Jose. Top 5 takeaways. 1, this was a complete game. This was what you want to see going into the postseason. One of the more complete games for the Oilers, defensively as well too. They had less giveaways. They had San Jose had 10, Edmonton's 6 takeaways. They limited high danger chances. They didn't limit. They limited chances. They weren't going for the big hits. They weren't trying to crush guys. Sometimes less hits are better. They're playing a smart game. And what they liked about the fact is they found ways to score outside of the man advantage. That was a big thing I liked. Did I take away number 4? Yeah, it's about 4. They found ways to score at 5-on-5. And 5, the penalty kill. The penalty kill was effective against San Jose. So a clean game in many ways for Oilers tonight. So there you go. Anyways, with that being said, we are out of here. Thank you all for tapping into Game Over Edmonton. Thank you to my co-hosts, all those who helped out, filled in. Andrew, gotta give you credit, buddy. We talked about over the summer what Game Over was going to look like in the relaunch. As an independent company, Game Over Network is going to keep putting out content, giving a platform for young media, new media in Canada. There's a bright future, and there's going to be a lot more to come this postseason, a lot more fun things. We're not done yet. Make sure you tap in, stay locked. Next up, Edmonton, Los Angeles, the 4th time in 4 years. Let's go. It's your boy Avery. And once again, thank you all for tapping in tonight. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to spend a good 40-ish minutes here with me. Anyways, talk next time in the playoffs. We out. Peace.